Yeah. No, listen. The whole thing as well about having fringe players. At the end of the day, if you have the opportunity now to sign, it's like Tchouaméni might go Man United. What do you do about McTominay and Fred though? You move one of them on, didn't you? If you're buying better, you move them on. If you can't get them, you
That's
keep
what
them.
I would do. Sell them. Sell Vieira.
I think Arsenal's next move as well is going to make a lot more sense during pre-season, because I think you may see a couple of people leave, and then it might give everybody an inclination to exactly the positions they may invest in. Because Arsenal are going to sign at least 2 more players. We know the 3 they've already bought in, have done brilliant business. They'll get at least 2 more. And I think one of them is going to shock people. And I'm not suggesting it will be Tchouaméni, but it'll be an inside forward, or there'll be a player. We go, Jesus Christ, Arsenal, because I think they're doing a lot of good business behind.
Oh, Terry.
Yeah, go on.
With that in mind, what I've been waiting to ask Jess is, they've now got a squad that's valued over £1 billion. Mm-hmm. They've now got a squad that they've got a midfield that's £300 million worth. They got all the depth they need. What's the expectation in the Champions League? Let's talk some business now. Let's talk like some.
A Tottenham fan wanting to talk business.
Yes, I just want to talk some football currency, because this is something that Arsenal fans have been talking about for a while. The return to the Champions League, something my team knows about, and your team hasn't been to a final in. Hey, we're nearly 20 years deep. It's been a very long time, and it only happened once. What is your expectation next season, knowing how strong your squad is, knowing that you've spent all this money to build up to this point? What are you going to do in it?
We're doing the expectations of teams right now.
I'm asking you. I just want an opinion. You made some really good big moves in the transfer window, so I want to know, with the squad that you currently got, what's your expectation?
My expectation next season is silverware, like first and foremost.
In the Champions League specifically.
Just the Champions League? That's it?
I just want to know. I want to know the big business. Yeah, I want to know Champions League.
I can't believe you're over here talking about big business. You better sit down, big business. Okay.
We've only just come back to the big boy table, man.
Big business. Yeah, no, I get you. I don't know. I feel like quarterfinals at the very least. You have to get to at least the quarterfinals. And then it depends on who you play from there. I think if you come up against like a Man City or a Real Madrid, you have to look at that and be like, this might be a little bit difficult, but at least the quarterfinals, like Arsenal can't be bombing out early. You can't be not getting out of the group stages. You have to really make a good account of yourself. I think it's hard to say right now without seeing who you're going to play. But if you get to the quarterfinal and you're playing a team that's not great.
Haven't Arsenal not got one of the strongest squads in world football right now? So should you not be looking?
But it's a Champions League where anyone can beat anyone. The league should be a barometer more so than a knockout competition.
Yeah, I'm saying you're saying this I'm saying as a bare minimum, without seeing anything, who are playing anything, quarterfinals. But you're not about to sit up here and tell me that if we match up with Manchester City in the quarterfinals or the semifinals, that we should be like, yeah, we're getting.
He's trying to get you to say that you can win it next seson. That's basically what he's trying to do.
I mean, I know dummy. I've been around the block. I know the game. I created the game. Okay, but no, I think Arsenal definitely need to be for real. You can't just be going out in the group stages. You have to make a good account of yourself, and if you go out, you need to go out to a team that
The question that I've got, Jess, right? I know obviously the Champions League, there's multiple factors, like Lobbins just said, right? And look how long it took Man City to finally even get to a final. Obviously, they lost to us and then they won it.
We don't talk about
that. they recently just won it, right? So Champions League, there's multiple factors. It's all about moments, and it's not just about the teams you've got on paper, right? But Mikel Arteta, right? Okay, let's say next season he competes for the league, but doesn't win any silverware. But let's say, for argument's sake, he finishes second, but doesn't leave with any trophies, because you said you're looking for silverware. Where do we go from there? Jess?
It's tough. I think you have to look at the manager from that point on, because you have a really, really good team, and a team that a lot of managers at this point would want to come in and work with. The Kroenkes have shown that they're willing to spend money, and I think from a top manager's perspective, they want to know that they're going to have money in the bank to spend on good players. And so I would think at the end of the season, you'd have to look at Mikel Arteta's, his standing if he doesn't win anything. It would be harsh, I think, for him to finish second and make it to a final, and do well in the Champions League and go. But at this point, there's been so much money spent, and the last thing I want is for a Saliba or a Saka or somebody like that to go. I actually want those players to stay more than I want Mikel Arteta to stay. So yeah, from my perspective, I would look at the manager. Like, as much as I want to give him time, and I like Mikel Arteta, it's not just about him. You know, we need to win.
Yeah.
So
You make a really good point, because I've said this before. Like, it's gonna get to a point where your core right now, like Saka, Odegaard, Saliba, like you've just mentioned, I know they've just signed new contracts, but to go again if you don't win anything next season, you know, you have to motivate yourself again. And it's like, at the back of your mind, you're thinking, oh, do you know what? It's happened last season, happened the season before, even the season before. It's constantly happening. So then players might start side-eyeing, you know, other options. And before you know it, you've got this guy going to Man City because they're winning everything. Or you never know, they might end up at Chelsea. They might end up at, I don't know, Liverpool, for example. Do you know what I mean? So you are right in saying that. I think there's going to be a lot of pressure on Arteta. I like Arteta. I think he's a really good coach. But next season, there's no excuses whatsoever. He must win something next season.
I think win something or still be in the title race in the last day of the season. I think.
No, he has to win something. He has to win something. Competing is a minimum. Competing is a minimum.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting us.
If City get 98 points and Arsenal get 97, like Liverpool in 2018-19.
There's three other competitions. There's three other competitions they can win.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So they have to win something.
The thing is, I don't feel like Arsenal fans are going to get onto him heavily if he doesn't win the Premier League, because we all know how strong City are. They're like you just said, there's other competition this season. The reason a lot of fans weren't happy with him is because they went out in the Europa League very early. So now they've got another opportunity. Maybe not in the Champions League. They still have the League Cup. They have the FA Cup. They need to go out there and get the business done, because, as just said, Arteta's got to win something. Arsenal are a big club. They pride themselves on winning things. They talk about it all the time. So if
you're
they're
lucky
not winning
you're still here.
what's happening?
Kendall will be in that team very, very soon. So
this is very wrong.
I mean, he has to win, man. This is his team. You know, everyone that won the FA Cup with him, they're pretty much all gone. I'm sure Saka started on the bench that game, right? The final.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't think he even started that game. So this is Mikel's team. Do you know what I mean? This is his image. This is what he wants. So he has to win. Do you know what I mean? He has to win something.
So you guys saying, since you think that, you know, Arsenal need to win, that this team is very good? Are you guys?
No, I rate your team. I think your team's very good.
You rate everybody on the team.
Listen, I know you guys didn't know me last summer, but I was bigging you guys up when you beat us in preseason. I'll forever keep saying this. Like, I was bigging you guys up. I knew from that moment. I said, yeah, there's something different happening like this time around. Obviously, when I saw that game against Palace, I was like, yeah, like this is not a joke. So yeah, no, I do rate Arsenal. I think Arsenal good.
We have some super chats here. The first one says, can we ask the Spurs fan for his European expectations?
They're not applicable for this season.
Arsenal need a Prem quarterfinals of the Champions League, but Prem is a must, is what's been said here. I love a loaded question from a Spurs fan. In the Champions League, we're expecting to compete. Let's see the group and get and take it from there.